Hello, it's Marguerite McNair again. The Lord put it on my heart to start telling stories to you all of things that's happened to me so you can see just how powerful the cult is. Now, when I talk about the cult, yes, I'm talking about the cult at Victory Baptist Church headed by Ricky Moore. But I'm talking about all cults. This story I'm going to tell you is to show you how powerful Ricky Moore's cult is. When me and my husband broke up, but I was still living at the house with him, I would catch him looking through the mail from the mailbox. Now, I was the only one getting mail in the mailbox. He had put in a transfer for his mail to go to a P.O. box at the post office. So really, there was no reason for him to be going in the mailbox. So one day I came home and I noticed him standing at the mailbox. So I went down to the mailbox and asked him directly, "Why are you looking in the mailbox when I'm the only one getting mail out of there?" He looked real sheepish at me and didn't answer. I think because he knew that I was starting to figure him and Ricky Moore out. So the Lord told me, don't worry about it. So I never said anything to him again. I would see my mail sitting on the dining room table, but I wouldn't say nothing because once the Lord told me, don't worry about it, I stopped worrying about it because I know the Lord has it. But anyway, I moved out of that house on the 29th of January of 2024. And I had my mail forwarded to my new address. So I moved into my new address and everything was going pretty good. Well, anyway, the Lord showed me that my husband had poisoned my mother. That's how she died. I told that poison story in one of my other videos. And so I asked the Lord if it was okay if I let my husband know that Mac had poisoned my mother and for him not to eat anything that Mac cooked because I was worried that Mac and Ricky Moore would put life insurance on my son and then take him out. So I texted my son and told him that Mac had poisoned my mother. I couldn't prove it because we had cremated my mother. But anyway, I told Michael that Mac had poisoned my mother and for him not to eat or drink anything from my house. Well, my son responded back to me that I was obsessed with my husband and I needed to stop being obsessed with my husband. I was divorced from him now, so I shouldn't even be thinking about him. That shocked me. What shocked me was him saying that I was divorced from my husband because I knew I wasn't divorced from my husband. I knew I hadn't filed for divorce, and I knew I hadn't got any paperwork saying that I was divorced. So why would my son think that I was divorced just because I had moved out the month before? So that started bugging me. But why would he think I'm divorced? And then the Lord showed me that the reason my husband was checking the mail because he wanted to get the letter from the lawyer saying that he had filed for divorce. So that way, I would never know that my husband had filed for divorce because he got the letter out of the mailbox before I did. Now, mind you, the Lord know he got that letter out the mailbox, but the Lord told me don't worry about it. So if the Lord tell me don't worry about it, I don't worry about it. Well, this is how powerful they are. The Lord showed me that my husband took the paperwork that his lawyer had sent me to Ricky Moore. And Ricky Moore used his judge and his lawyers to set the divorce up for me and my husband where I didn't know anything about it. And my husband had divorced me. And in the divorce, he got my 15 acres. He got the house that I paid for with my 401k. When I put $70,000 on my mortgage, and then when I retired, every day for 8 days, I put $10,000 principal only on my mortgage to get it paid off. So the Lord showed me that my husband, Thurman McNair Sr., and Ricky Moore from Victory Baptist Church had used their cult judges and their cult lawyers to divorce me so my husband can walk away with everything. This is how powerful these cult groups are. Now, the average person would say, if all of this is true, why don't you fight it? Because the reason I don't fight it is because the battle is not mine. It's the Lord's. And the Lord's going to fight all those battles. Because remember, every video I do, I try to remind y'all that these people are under judgment by God. And when God puts people under judgment, you don't have to do nothing. You don't have to worry about nothing. You just sit back and wait on God's timing. And that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting back waiting on God's timing. And I'm also trying to educate you all on these cult groups and how many connections they have. They have connections all over. And you would think, how could a judge and lawyers do stuff like this? You know how? Because they've been getting away with it for years and years and years. And the people they've been doing it to has not been protected like the Lord is protecting me. Ask yourself, all the stuff I'm telling about cults, why ain't I dead yet? Why haven't the cults came and killed me yet? Boy, if you knew all the black magic they did, all the car accidents I was supposed to have that didn't have. Because the Lord has me protected. I'm protected. And you all just keep standing by. If you don't believe me, remember I promised you when I did my first video, I would never lie to y'all. And if I found out that I lied, the next day I would correct it. I still hold that to be true. Everything I say to you all is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And all these truths are going to come out. And when they do come out, because everybody all over the world going to know about this cults and them getting broken up. And when this truth do come out, remember these videos. Now, I think I'm going to go do 10,000 steps. You all have a blessed day. Bye.